Hi guys, once again welcome back to our FIFA World Cup daily show on Rev Sports, and I'm joined by Shomnath and a new panelist, Snehashish Mukherjee. And of course, we are just one slip away from the much-awaited FIFA World Cup final. But before that, we should talk about the third place match as well. You guys might say that is there motivation to play the third place match, but I think there will be enough motivation for France as they would like to give a fitting farewell to their head coach Didier Deschamps as this is his final assignment. On the other hand, England, we might see a few changes in England playing 11 as well, under Thomas Tuchel. But before that, obviously, we should talk about the grand FIFA World Cup final. I will start with Snehashida first of all. Snehashida, is this officially, passing the torch moment in the FIFA World Cup final? Lionel Messi and Lami Yamal, 19-year-old Lami Yamal, and if you see, the date is also 19th July, and I think there are several 19 in this game.
Yes, absolutely. I think we are approaching to that storyline that there is a chance that Messi could pass the baton to someone like Lamine Yamal, and there are so many common connections between them. That picture that went viral a few years back, and now again it is going viral. That's young Yamil Yamal, Yamal in the hands of Messi, and then the Barcelona connection, everything. I think so much connection between them, and see. Two best teams in terms of playing the quality of football, I think deservingly in the final. There is no doubt about that. So let's see what happens there. But a fitting final. See, I think for Messi fans, obviously, what will be better, for someone who has fought for so many years for one World Cup, and there's a chance that he could might end up his career with two World Cups, and that to back to back. So it will be fantastic. And for someone like Yamal, I think at such a young age, if I think he has already won the Euro, if I'm not wrong. Yes, the last one. Yes, Spain won that Euro. So yeah, already he has backed the Euro, and then he can back the World Cup as well. There's a chance, and he has been doing so far so well for the club. Apart from the Champions League, I think everything he has won in terms of when it comes to the domestic part of Spain's domestic leagues. So I think in terms of that, I think for Yamal it's a big occasion. But I think personally also it's a big occasion for him to face someone like Lionel Messi at the biggest stage. I think before the World Cup, there's a chance we could have seen this match because of that, the Euro champions and that Copa America champions, the match that should have happened, but unfortunately couldn't happen. But it's a big chance for us as well as spectator, as fans, football fans. But let's see what happens. But overall, I think as a unit, maybe somehow I think Spain. For me, I'm telling personally, I think Spain have looked a little bit better as a unit. I think if you see the passing quality and the game, the unity, the bonding that they have from defense to attacking, I think Spain have somehow a little bit a edge over Argentina. But let's because Argentina, if you see in last few games, has been in trouble. It is their brilliance, absolute brilliance, never give up attitude that work for them. Right, last 10-15 minutes they came up with their A+ game and they went up, winning those games. That's the champion side do. That are defending champions you expect from them. But still, as a unit, Spain have looked a better team for me compared to Argentina.
Absolutely spot on. Shomnath, do you agree with Snehashiza? I mean, of course, Argentina looked invincible in the group stage, but then later on, during the knockout, in most of the game, they survived massive scare towards the dying minute of the game. So, anything that Argentina need to be concerned of before this World Cup final, or any flaws in this Argentine team where actually Spain can pounce on or capitalize on?
Obviously, in this kind of matches, especially in the knockouts, in big matches, mentality plays a very crucial factor, obviously, which no one can deny. But I agree with Shizda that if we look at football, obviously we have to see tactics, see the planning, see the execution on the pitch. I think in that matter, obviously Spain has an edge over Argentina. But again, we say this multiple times that in big matches, in knockouts, in World Cup finals, holding the nerve is a big task, and the team who can be calm, play their natural game, and execute their plan in dying minutes or crucial moments. Obviously, they also have a very good chance to win the match. So obviously, uh, through the entire 90 minutes, I think Spain will have their chances to seal the game. But Argentina will be looking for those pocket of brilliance from Lionel Messi and others. Obviously, as long as the game goes till the 75 minute 80 minutes, Argentina will feel that they have a chance in the match, obviously, and Spain will think that the match is slipping away from their hands. But obviously, if you look as a team, Spain will have a better chance because of their orientation, of their maintaining the formation, and their obviously passing football, uh, the way they control the game, the way they want to keep their position. It's obviously brilliant. I mean, if you compare the Argentine midfield and Spanish midfield, you can clearly see the difference if I show you an image. Basically, this is the pass map of Rodri in the entire World Cup. You can see that no area in the field is left, unmarked. Every area of the field he has produced passes, and what a box to box midfielder he is. Not only box to box, he actually scans the entire field. So this is a typical Spanish midfielder, the typical kind of workload he takes as compared to any Argentine player. And obviously, there are many more players, like Fabian Ruiz, like if you say Danny Olmo, he comes down to the pitch to help the teammates. So obviously it will be a tough match, but again, as we have said earlier, it will be tacticality versus mentality in the World Cup final.
Absolutely, and Rodri has been one of the standout player for Spain at this World Cup. I would say silent assassin because he might haven't scored goals or provided assist, but silently has done his job throughout this World Cup so far. But Sneha, is talking about Argentina's midfield. Do you think it's going to be a battle between midfield of these two teams because Argentina also boasts a strong midfield in Enzo Fernandez, Rodrigo De Paul, then Mac Allister. And also at the same time, alongside Lionel Messi, do you see any other unsung hero in this Argentine squad?
See, I think the best part that happened with Argentina, I think in this World Cup, that if you see in the last few games, opponent team have managed to somehow keep Lionel Messi quiet for a long time, right? At least 80, 85 minutes. And the best part that in that situation also others have come up and scored goals. I think that is the best part for them. For someone like Lautaro Martinez, he has immense potential, a perfect number nine striker, and he has so many records when it comes to club football, right? For Inter, I think he has been phenomenal player. So I think that is a good part, and I have been impressed with someone like Enzo Fernandez because as you all know, we all follow the Premier League football, the Chelsea, the club that he plays for. I think for Chelsea, I think he always shows the glimpses, but not in a consistent manner. But somehow in this World Cup, he has looked good. He has looked a bit above from his general level. So I think that is one point. I think that has been the positive for Argentina. So I think this is what I think has worked for Argentina. That whenever someone like Lionel Messi, I think gets tough because obviously whenever you are playing against anyone, the others will keep an extra eye on Lionel Messi, right? 3, 4 players will be bound to keep an eye on him. So that is where I think others players need to take that advantage. Top up your game and take advantage of that. Okay, there is a space and I need to go up and I need to score that goal. So I think for someone like Enzo, for someone like Lautaro Martinez has done that. I think that has worked. And but when it comes to the midfield, obviously the names was quite experienced enough, and they are quite McAllister. I think super experienced, no doubt about that. But still, as Somnath mentioned, someone like Rodri, and even if you see the names that Spain have at their bench, Pedri is not getting in the playing 11. Just think about that. Someone like quality of Pedri is not getting in the playing 11. So the quality that Spain have in their midfield, I think it's superb. They have more ability to connect with the attackers with their forward passes and everything. And also, Rodri can do the defensive job as well. And for Rodri, just think, after winning the Ballon d'Or, more than one season, I think, has not gone according to his plan. He has been injured, here and there. But still, the way he has put up his game in this World Cup so far, the quality and consistency, I think he has been tremendous. So, in terms of midfield as well, I think Spain have a little bit edge. But again, it's about the execution. One part that is, I think, in Argentina's favors, that most of the players are part of that last final as well. So they know what to do. They know, they've been there, they have done that job. So that experience is there. For this team, for Spain, they have done in the Euros, but Euro final and World Cup final is a complete defined ball game. And Argentina fans will be there. So I think that is also part that can be a little bit tricky for them, but still the quality of players Spain have, and with the coach that they have, I think they have that mentality to be in par with some team like Argentina.
Absolutely. Argentina knows how to win a World Cup final. As Nashis mentioned, most of their players have been part of the 2022 World Cup final as well. But for Spain, they will be looking to lift their second World Cup trophy. We have got Avijit Deshmukh as well. Avijit Deshmukh has been covering the FIFA World Cup since the initial days. Which is, can you give us a sense of how would be the atmosphere in MetLife Stadium? Which team do you think will
No,
enjoy
Rahul, unfortunately,
most
I'm
number
back.
of people?
Yeah, I'm back
I know,
India,
but you have been
unfortunately.
part of this
Yeah.
FIFA World Cup, no?
Yeah, I mean, see, I'll tell you, what I came to know is, uh, even for journalists, the process is like you need to apply for the match tickets, like for the media. And we have got a communication where it says that if you are not confirmed, please don't visit the stadium, because the media box. So there's a media tribune where like you have a capacity of around 150 odd, for people to sit, and there's inside the stadium venue there's another facility where around 200 journalists can sit. So the thing is, if you're not confirmed, please don't visit the stadium as well. There's very less chance of getting into the standby. So what happens is, since Spain and Argentina, they have a huge fan following for football, and both the countries, from their journalists get the preference. So it is highly likely that very people from different countries will get the seat on the match day. But that's how it is. Even Messi, and it was a different fanatics. Some feast was there where he was invited. It was altogether more than 500 sports journalists were invited. But the buzz is that it is very hard for everyone to get the ticket, and it's already, the craze I've seen in North America for football has been incredible. Although it's been very expensive. Thing the
But
the, the difference.
Abhijit, will it be Argentina or Spain who will enjoy massive support in MetLife Stadium?
Argentina.
Okay.
I mean, without a doubt, Argentina. So the number of fans will be inside the stadium, double number of fans will be outside the stadium, and I've seen that happens every
Yes.
match. I've seen that at Qatar and here as well, because the fans of Argentina, and it's not only number of people traveling from Argentina. The fan following of Argentina across the world is so much that even maybe an Indian in USA at the moment, or in North America, he would be supporting Argentina maybe because of Messi. So that's how you have that much of fan following. Spain, I would say yes. In 2010, you had some very incredible stars, uh, like Iniesta, Sergio Ramos, Puyol was there, and there was like I think one of the best World Cup winning team in 2010. But now you don't have that. Yes, Yamal is there, but Yamal and Messi. I mean, Yamal is way behind with the popularity Argentina has, but he's just also one of the stars. But I think it's going to be a cracker of a match, not only outside the stadium, sorry, inside the stadium, but outside the stadium as well. My mind says Spain because the way they have been playing in this World Cup, but heart says Argentina. I mean, you look at Spain; they've just considered one goal in this tournament so far. Imagine a team reaching the final just considering one, just shows what quality of team it is. And on the other side, you have Argentina that has somehow knows, okay, how to win the battles, how deep you go into the matches. They have somehow got that trick to turn the table. And then with the way Messi has played in the semi-final and the other, and he can turn things for you, but it's not going to be easy for Argentina. I mean, if I know a lot of Argentina fans are there across the world, but it can happen, like Argentina might not win because this Spain team is extremely strong. It's going to be difficult for Argentina
Absolutely.
to beat Spain.
Absolutely, it's going to be a cracking contest. For the first time, also, Euro champions are facing Copa America or World Cup defending champions as well. So I think it's going to be one of the best final of the modern era for sure. But Somnath, talking about bench strength of both the teams, I mean the way the matches of both the teams have unfolded in the last few matches. Suppose take for Spain. The match against Portugal, then Belgium, they scored late to win the game. And for Argentina as well, you have seen Argentina, Lionel Messi, for most of the games, they have changed the course of the game in the dying minutes. So, how crucial will be bench strength of both the teams? And when it comes to bench strength, which team do you think is ahead in terms of their squad depth?
Obviously, bench strength will play a key factor for both the teams. I mean, if you talk about Spain, the first name which comes to the mind is Mikel Moreno. He has been the X factor, the super sub for Spain in the last two matches. And but again, if you talk not the last two matches, the round of 30, round of 16 and the quarterfinals, he has scored both the winners. But yes, obviously, Argentina will not lag far behind in terms of bench strength. Obviously, the triple substitution from Lionel Scaloni in the last match, we have seen that it changed the intensity of the game altogether. Rodrigo De Paul, Montiel, and Otamendi, the try substitution actually, brought pace and injected fresh pace in the game. But obviously, in terms of quality, yes, Spain will again have the edge because as Shnazida said that players like Pedri are not getting chance in the first 11. I mean, Fabian Ruiz is absolutely fantastic in that matter. I mean, benching a player like Pedri, it's phenomenal. But obviously, if you see the bench Pedri, then you have Mikel Moreno, Nico Williams. I think Luis de la Fonte is using Nico Williams in a very smart way. He's not completely ruled out of the World Cup, but yes, he is getting a few minutes, and obviously, who knows, he can obviously change the course of the game. But again, if you talk about the defense, which seems super settled, I mean, all the four players are absolutely unbelievable. Be it Aymeric Laporte, be it Pau Cubarsí, be it Pedro Porro. I think he's one of the standout right backs in this tournament. And again, if you talk about Cucurella, he's obviously phenomenal when it comes to the Spanish national team. So the bench strength of Spain looks very good, but again, Argentina will have their some key players who can change the course of the match. I think the fans also are waiting to see players like Nico Paz, Lo Celso. They have Almada on the wing, so I think yeah, Spain has a little bit of edge in terms of bench strength, but again, it all comes to mentality to change the actual momentum of the game.
Okay, Deva and Mojumdar saying extremely keen to see how Rodri and team handle that 70 to 90-minute relentless pressure from Argentina. Cause anything you do before 70 minutes is immaterial against Argentina. That's true. I mean, the way Argentina have made late comeback this World Cup so far, and most of the games. I mean, during those 70 to 90 minutes, I think it's all about Lionel Messi. Most of the attacks were initiated by Lionel Messi. Most of the defense breaking passes being provided by Lionel Messi. Ashneas, is that do you think that Spain, though we are not aware with Spain, having specific plan, for an individual player in the opponent team, but do you think this time in the final, De La Fuente will have separate specific tactical blueprint to stop Lionel Messi?
Think they need to have. You have to. In the way Messi has played so far in this World Cup, I think he has surprised many of us. I think. See, I think at this age, the competitiveness that he plays generally in club football, you expect a little bit of tough for him in this World Cup. I think we all expected that. But the way he has played, the way he has showed that there is no such problem that he is getting, I think it's phenomenal. I think the goals, the assists, and especially the last one, with his right foot, the composure and the perfect cross that he has managed to put into the box. I think excellent. I think he has been phenomenal. So no doubt about that. That Spain need to have a perfect plan or specific plan from him. But the problem with for someone like Messi is that you cannot plan a certain plan for a particular site, right? Messi can come from the right, Messi can come from the left, and come from in the middle as well for scoring goal as well. So I think that is why as a unit, I think they need to click. As Somnath mentioned, I think Pau Kubarsi has been phenomenal throughout the tournament. The young kid, from La Masia Academy again from Barcelona, I think he has been superb. Again, I think I was going through some interview yesterday. I think of Kubarsi, and Kubarsi said that if I face Messi, definitely it will be in a knockout stage, no doubt about that. Maybe in quarter, maybe in semi, or maybe final as well. So that will be a fantastic opportunity, but it will be difficult, no doubt about that. So a big opportunity for him now to face Lionel Messi, that too against against Argentina at a final. But I think as a unit they need to click. I think Cucurella again. I am pretty surprised. I am frankly speaking, when Real Madrid announced the signing of Cucurella ahead of the World Cup, I was quite surprised. I texted Rahul. Rahul, what is this? I am saying the right thing. Cucurella is joining Real Madrid. So because whatever we have seen Cucurella in Chelsea, he has not been that much consistent. But in this World Cup, the performances that he has put up, the way he has stopped opponent to get past him with dribbles and everything, I think Jose Mourinho has already put his authority on stamp that why he has called Cucurella to his side. So I think yeah, I think good sign for Real Madrid as it seems. But again, I have to mention one name. I think Laporte. Generally we always think that Saudi League is a Finnish league. Finnish players go there. See, Laporte played 2 years of Saudi League, 2023 to 2025. Then he made a comeback in Europe, playing for Athletic Bilbao last season, and now a World Cup final. So you can understand what kind of a game he has managed to put up for the last 2 3 years. That is why he has managed to make a comeback Europe and now playing a World Cup final. So I think as a unit they have been brilliant, but still facing Lionel Messi that World Cup final will be a different challenge altogether. So let's see how they do. But with Spain, the kind of football they play generally, the kind of plannings they have shown so far in the World Cup, you expect they will come with a much better plan compared to others when it comes to Argentina or even Lionel Messi.
Absolutely. And talking about Cucurella, his comment is going viral in the social media. He has said that he has already won the Euro, and now if he wins the FIFA World Cup, he will get a face of De La Fuente tattooed, on his arm, and also he will retire from international football because there is nothing else to win after winning Euro and FIFA World Cup. Cucurella, I think, an incredible player, incredible character on the pitch, and I think he's just irreplaceable in this Spanish national team squad. But Abhijit Deshmukh, before again talking about Argentina versus Spain, we should talk about the third place playoff match as well. Who will finish with the bronze medal? Do you think there will be added motivation for Kylian Mbappe, who, I mean, chasing Lionel
No, I,
Messi? Both are
I
equal
think
actually with goals, the
I
Golden
think
Boot
I'll be
race.
upfront. The third place match is a dead rubber. I don't know why FIFA have this match because no player will feel motivation for finishing third. You finish third or fourth, it's not like the Olympic bronze medal of Olympics. Okay, so I don't feel there's going to be any motivation. And even if someone wins, see, I feel the France will win the way they've been the way they've played. And they're a better side than England. And England, we have seen what they have done in the semi-finals against Argentina. I mean, you know, that's I think in last our live just when Argentina was through to the semi-final, I said this like England has that problem of taking the lead and losing the matches. That has happened like several times. That's the problem with England, and unless they don't overcome it you don't doesn't matter you play how many important matches finals, they're not going to win. But I think that it's to me the third match is obviously a dead rubber match. I think they must have to decide the okay who which country will actually finishing third. But yeah, going by that, the France I think will win. But see, the main focus is against is on the final. If my thing is the way Argentina has been playing in this knockouts, they've always been coming back, be against all the team,
True.
especially against England. If Spain scores the first goal in the final and they just decide to defend, it will be almost impossible for Argentina to make a comeback because the Argentina this Spanish side is quite difficult, and then the way England was doing it's quite difficult. England was okay. I've done the goal. I just want to defend it. Spain is not like, and even if Spain decide that they just want to defend it, will be very difficult for Argentina to score goal. And if you see even the match of when I think 2014 Messi was at the peak of his career. The way Germany played against Argentina in that match, of course, Argentina, had some other players which missed the chances, but Germany played extremely well defending. I think the team scored first the goal, and Argentina should not. I mean, they of course, they know what to do. But if it happens like Argentina goes with a mindset of okay, we will come back as we have done in the past. It's not going to be possible this time because this Spanish side is different, and you have to create the double magic what they did against England. It was true magic, like what Messi and all the other fellows did. It was a true magic against Spain. Not possible. You take the lead. I think whoever scores first goal, my prediction is they're going to win. Both the teams are so strong. One goal is enough, and I think I yes, you see, okay, the match might go into extra time into the penalties, but I think the quality of these two teams is the match will likely to finish in the regulation time with only one goal difference matches should be enough for both of the team. But you never know. Like, but I don't think like it will be Argentina if they don't score first goal, they have a chance to win this. But because this Spanish side is very strong, you have seen. So what? When was the last time Spain lost the match? You guys remember?
I think before 36 or
March
37
to
games.
March 24, March 24. That how undefeated winning streak they are. So to
Exactly.
carry on this with it's something, and the way you see how France even such a good team they got frustrated playing against Spain. So I think that just shows how good this team is. And in Argentina, I think they just can't say okay we're doing the comeback, we will do okay in this match. This it will be difficult for them. I think you score goal, and that's what they did against France in the last final as well. Uh, and then I just like to say I was just checking all the stats of Argentina team. They were knocked out in 2002 World Cup group stage, if you remember. Since then, their worst finish was a quarter final. In 2006, 2010, they finished quarterfinal. 14, they finished runners up. 2018, they again lost to a very good side, France, in the quarterfinal. Of course, we know what happened in 2022, and here you are. I think one of the best, of the last six World Cup, you see Argentina. At least the quarterfinal is it's superb. Hats off.
Absolutely, Spain have been the most clinical side in last 1 or 2 years, but at the same time, Argentina they are a different character when they step onto the pitch, and that's what makes them different
Oh,
from
by
the
the way, sorry,
other
Rahul.
teams. And
Sorry to interrupt.
also, yes,
Have you?
yes,
I don't remember his last name. Acrylic, the Spanish guy who played all the matches, who has represented France in the under 19. Under you guys, any of them remember his last name? I forgot
no,
his last name.
no, no,
I,
no.
it's a great story. I mean, he has played for France for several years. I think he's about 33 or 32 years old. He has played for
Great.
France for several years. Never got an opportunity to play for France in the semi, and in this World Cup, he has played all the matches for Spain. When recently, a few years back, he got that citizenship for Spain, and then playing the World Cup, knocking out France in the semi-final. Imagine how this life has been for him. Now he's playing. He has won the Euro. Now he has a chance. If you can't do it with France, he's doing with Spain. And you never know such great stories you hear at the FIFA World Cup. I'm not able to recall his last name, but his first name is Acrylic. What a story!
Brilliant story. Another news coming up from New York that the referee, I think Slavko Vincic, yes, as per reports, Slavko Vincic will officiate the final of the FIFA World Cup. And if you see, Spain have favorable records when the match is being officiated by Slavko. Spain have played actually 5 games under Vincic, and Spain have won all their 5 games. But unfortunately, Slavko officiated the first game of Argentina against Saudi Arabia in the previous
I
FIFA World
covered
Cup, and
that
actually
match.
Argentina lost.
I covered that
Interesting,
match at
interesting.
Luton Stadium. That was
Absolutely.
something.
So if you see, so Argentina fans won't be happy with Slavko Vince officiating the match. But coming to Shomnath and final comment of this show, Shomnath, do you think the match will head into the extra time or the penalties? And if it's so, then which team do you think have the psychological advantage?
In that aspect, I agree with Abhijit Bhai. I think the match will be, a low-scoring match, and a goal, or one goal or two goal would be enough. 1-0 or 2-1 margin. We can see that in a repeat of the Argentina or England score line. Or obviously, a disciplined side like Spain. When it comes to the defense, and if you talk about Argentina, the mentality, we are seated for an epic blockbuster, and in the last match, in the last semi-final, we have seen that one pass from Christian Romero in pressure when two English players were pressing him. I think one was Harry Kane and another was I think Anthony Gordon. They both were pressing Christian Romero, and just two touches it just need two touches to him just to give the pass to the right back. So yes, Argentina has been impressive, but again it would be a close encounter, and tactically the Spain has an edge obviously, and if you look at the formation, it's absolutely solid for Spain. And to break, if Spain gets the as Abjita said, if Spain gets the first goal, uh, you need players like Messi, you need players like Neymar, who are very quick, who have very quick feet, and who can, break the low block or mid block, because players who are, physical, who rely on passes, they won't be such effective in breaking a low block. Players who have quick feet, who can dribble past the ball, players like Lamine Yamal, I think they have a good chance of breaking the low block. But I think Argentina won't play a low block. They will, they have some problem in the defense, which they don't think that yeah, Argentina would mind. But obviously for Spain, it will be an acid test for Argentina as well, because these two teams doesn't like to lose. I mean, in the last 30 matches, I don't think either Spain or Argentina have lost a match. So yes, one will go down, and I think it won't be. I know it won't be surprising if the match goes to extra time and then to penalties. It can also happen. There is a high possibility. So let's see what happens in the final.
And it will be a battle between two of the best goalkeepers in the world, Unai Simon and Emiliano Martinez. So obviously, it will be a mouth-watering FIFA World Cup final, and we just can't wait for the final to kick off. But before that, there will be a third-place match tonight, and you guys need to stay tuned to Rep Sports for all the update from the FIFA World Cup and for shows like this and content. So thanks for watching. Thanks to all of our panelists as well. See you in our next show.
Thank you.